Hi everyone, Chris here. Thanks for joining me on this detailed broadcast about our severe prospects as we look ahead to Thursday. We're going to be eyeing the possibility of 2 rounds of rain and thunderstorms, and it will be the second one I'm really going to be paying close attention to as we move forward. So let's take a look at how we're going into the setup. We do have the breeze that's in play, and right now it's a cool breeze, and some of those wind gusts have reached north of 40 miles per hour. Marshalltown with the strongest at 47 miles per hour. This is a cooler breeze, that influence being felt, those temps into the 50s and 60s as we take a look across the metro at Des Moines International. It is 60 degrees. Clouds are starting to gather themselves. We do have some pop-up showers, a couple of pulses happening over northwestern Iowa. I'll show you here momentarily. But first, that breeze is 23 miles per hour. It's been stout. Those gusts have been stronger, and you saw some of those peak readings that we're commonly finding our way up towards about that 35 mile per hour range. Now, the effects are being felt in the temperatures, not only with the wind, but also the cloud cover too. It's streaming in from the north and west, and you see that big influence towards Fort Dodge, Carroll, a couple of the coldest readings on the map at 52 and 55, respectively. Taking a look at the satellite and the radar picture, you do see some showers coming into northwestern Iowa, say around Ida Grove to Storm Lake, back west to Sioux City, Sioux Center, and the Lamars area, coming out of South Dakota. Now, this activity is not overly potent in the grand scheme of things, but what we are finding with this activity is it does have some pops of wind along with it. So as we take a look at the wind gusts that I'm pulling up on screen here, and it's information overload, but it does help accentuate the wind a little bit as this activity does move through. So you can see anywhere that we do have those little showers right now, there's a slight little uptick in the wind. You're looking around Cherokee, and then also up to Spencer, and then back towards Maurice, the Haywarden area, and Sioux City. There's a few places running 40 plus miles per hour. My thought process here is down low in the lowest levels of the atmosphere, we do have a fairly dry air mass. It's already gusty with the wind as well, so these showers are working to accentuate the conditions just a little bit. Now, I'm not talking big severe thunderstorms or anything like that, but you may find some pops of wind gusts as this activity moves into the state. Now, this is being driven by the heating of the day. So as we move closer to sunset, we're going to see this activity begin to wane. It's the wraparound building off the weak little instability down low that we have in place. So as temperatures start to go down tonight, we'll lose the instability. This activity is going to be fading away. And you'll see this here on Futurecast as we look forward. Much past 10 o'clock, there's just not anything left out there. We'll drop to 39. It stays breezy. That sustained wind kind of into that 10 to 20 plus mile per hour range. And it's going to stay strong into tomorrow too. 18 sustained on the day, gusts finding their way to 30. 61, but that sunshine at your backs will really help change your perception on the day. All right, so the wind is staying strong for Tuesday. It actually trends light and variable Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. That's actually where we're going to see the wind shift back to the southerly direction and starts to take those readings back up. So yeah, Wednesday afternoon will be a bit on the breezy side as well, but it's a warmer wind, and we'll see that in the temperatures here coming up. For tomorrow, we're confined to the low 60s for those afternoon highs. All right, let's shift our focus to what's ahead towards Thursday. We have this storm system entering the picture from the south and west. We get into Wednesday, a few clouds, yes, but there should be a lot of sunshine, especially as we go into the second half of the day. Warm front charging through, temperatures should get back into the 70s. Now, we will have a little surge of moisture coming in behind this warm front. You can see a cluster of rain and rumbles that cuts its way through. Late morning, going into the afternoon, it may try to linger just a little bit, and that's one of the key things I'm going to be watching with this system as it does move through, because there's a second round that will fire on this cold front here, but this is late. Notice the time frame here. This is going into Thursday evening and the overnight, and if we do catch this conditional threat threat just right. I do think there's scattered severe weather potential here for Thursday evening and night, but we definitely have to watch that first connection with that first wave of energy, because if it lingers, it tries to steal some of this thunderstorm energy, and you can kind of see that happening up towards Mason City, Waterloo, and Decorah, whereas those colors are a little bit more primed down over southwestern Iowa. Better energy, right? So we need a chance to recharge. Now, it's not to say we can't have thunderstorms if we don't break into the clear. It just means the storms will elevate just a little bit. So what happens first definitely comes into play with what happens second, and that's what's bringing in kind of the greatest amount of uncertainty right now, but it really comes into play with the threats that we would see. So right now, I do think large hail and damaging wind looks to be a good bet with these storms that move through into Thursday evening and Thursday night. But the question being will be that break. If we get that break in there, we get a chance to see surface-based storms, and therefore that will increase the tornado threat just a little bit. Wind structure in the atmosphere looks great for severe weather. My only wild card through all this right now is, can we get that break to recharge the atmosphere a little bit and bring the tornado threat into the picture? So it's an early look at it. I don't even want to put perspective time frames on it, but that's kind of what I'm looking at when I'm checking out the forecast right now. My curiosity is most definitely peaked on the setup as we go into it, and I'll be here to keep you updated. No matter what platform you're watching, I'll have you covered, whether it's We Are Iowa Plus, weareiowa.com, or right here on Local 5 as well. So we'll keep you updated as we get into that time frame. 39 degrees tonight is our overnight low, and then I'll take you to 61 on Tuesday. It's a little cooler, yes, still breezy. Sunshine will make a world of difference, though, and we should have plenty of that on your Tuesday. Low 60s for most of us. Looking ahead into Wednesday, you start to jump up in the low 70s, and then we get into that storm system that moves in on Thursday. So definitely a bit of a wild card there. You see those 60s still kind of lingering, especially north and east, then turning into 70s and even upper 70s the further southwest you go. So this is what I'm watching here. Can we get that chance to clear out and warm up? It all kind of ebbs and flows and plays and intertwines together. That's what I'm watching here. So still a little bit breezy on Tuesday. We will see those temperatures warming through Thursday, then falling off behind the system. A couple of lingering raindrops will be possible into Friday morning, but by then most of the rain and storms will have translated its way eastward. Into Easter weekend, definitely soggier on Easter itself with some rain and maybe even some rumbles in there too. I think out of these two storm systems, we could be looking at an inch plus of rainfall widespread, and that would be welcomed. We've gone a little while without seeing significant rain, so that will do us good. We'll try to pop back a bit into next week. So it's still early. Of course, we're going to watch the Thursday setup for you very closely as we go into it, because there's so much to absorb, especially as we enter days 2 and 3. We start to get into the high-resolution computer models to give us the finer nitty-gritty details. But that's my number one concern, is can that early morning, the morning and early afternoon activity linger a little bit, because that could spoil that tornado threat, and ultimately that would be a good thing, right? But definitely something I'm going to be watching in that forecast for you. Thanks for joining me on this extended broadcast. No matter where you're watching, We Are Iowa Plus, weareiowa.com. Thank you so much for checking us out, and we'll keep you updated as we get into Thursday.